I know rough game at the end for you guys, but how you feeling after it?
Uh, don't really care that much, honestly. I think we played a decent game. I think we had control of it until a very late, and we managed to play well around Drakes. And even though enemy had like way stronger mid laner early game and Caitlyn lags bot lane, somehow we managed to get three first Drakes. So I think that that doesn't really show good gameplay from enemy team. I think we just lost the game on our own terms. I think we just didn't execute it well enough in the end, which should be pretty easy. But I think it's good to make this kind of mistakes now, better now than in playoffs. I think from this game we will probably learn a lot how to actually play the game when we have a bit better scaling comp and yeah, we'll play better next time.
I'm curious, when the Sion pick got locked in, was that something that was even on your radar at all, or was it a complete surprise for you guys when it got locked?
Uh, yeah, we were thinking about it because nowadays you play Jace mid really often, and if we pick Jace mid, we'll have like full AD team comp. So I think enemy team didn't expect us to play Jace top. They kind of felt like, okay, this is gonna be Jace mid, and we just lock in Sion to be very tanky, and that's why we were kind of forced into picking a mage on last pick because yeah, we wanted to have a bit more damage. But I mean, we didn't really expect it, but it's nothing like really new. Like from time to time, people still pick Sion because I think it's a strong tank champion now.
Is there any bit inside of you that just hates it that that its impact on the other side? Like, of course,
Honestly,
it had to be him of all people.
I mean, in game you don't really think about it, but after, yeah, I guess I mean it was impact. I think he played well. He always plays well, especially on tanks. He knows how to team fight well. So it was a tough one, especially after we fall a bit behind. But I think we'll be able to get our revenge sooner or later.
Gotcha. So over in the LEC right now, they are heading towards group stage and basically their playoffs already after week 3. We are now at a pretty much the same spot that they're at, but yet we still have a full regular season to go. I'm curious, are you envious at all of their system, what they're going for, or what they get to basically play into now versus where we're currently at with the LCS?
Um, I mean, I think the biggest difference is the patches, because I think like the meta in LCS is like a regular season you play on one patch, then the second part of the regular season you play like on two patches next, right? And then playoffs you play on a different patch. So I think that means that the teams that are right now maybe the best, they don't have to necessarily be the best in playoffs. But in LEC, I feel like if they play almost, I mean, they played whole 3 weeks on the same patch. I don't know what patch are they playing now on, but probably the 13 point B or like 13
Yeah, I think they go to the B
13.1B.
patch.
Yeah, so it didn't really change much. It's only changed that AD carries can buy IE earlier or like second item. So it didn't really change much. So they basically played the whole season on one patch. So I think the teams that looked good in the regular season most likely will be looking good in playoffs as well because they don't really need to do much preparation. They already know what they are good at, and they will just stick to it. Well, yeah, I think in LEC, I mean LCS, you like I think the meta in playoffs will be completely different than what is it right now from what I'm seeing. How Riot is changing the game. Like the tank supports are getting buffed on live patch. So maybe next week there already will be some tank supports being played, and maybe people will get out of playing the range supports and everyone to bot kind of style. So it's I guess that's the biggest difference.
I know Vulcan's probably looking forward to that moment. Are there any other teams that you think that patch change is going to benefit more than others?
Um, Hard to say. I mean, honestly, if I would have to guess, I think this would be the best for us because I don't really like the current meta that you have to just path to bot and hope that better bot wins, and you play with like range supports, and everyone is basically pricking for bot. And I like when it's more of the skirmish kind of game where you have tank support with CC and engage, and I like to play more of a DPS style. So I think if jungle gets buffed, maybe champions that actually want to farm camps a bit more and be more useful in the late game will be more playable. So I think the patch will benefit us. And from other sides, I don't know. I think C9 and FlyQuest really like current meta because I think both Berserker, Sven and Prince and Winsome, they really like to play the AD carry, hyper carry style and just play around it. So I think it will be a little bit of a nerf to them.
Final question I got for you. With 13.3 dropping on servers today, Aurelion Sol finally got his big rework. Everybody, at least from the community side, is excited for it. Is there any chance that we would ever see you playing Aurelion Sol on
I don't know
stage?
what it I don't know what it does yet. We'll have to figure it out once we start practicing on the patch. I think I won't really pay attention to it until we are done with our tomorrow's game, because I assume that next week we play on the patch with Aurelion Sol. Maybe even not. Then if we don't play with our new Aurelion Sol, I will still not look into it. But if we will play with him, I will for sure give him a try, especially if he looks good. I'm not sure if it looks good as a jungler, but I heard that he has some spell that he can do Nash or Drake pretty fast, so maybe it will be good in the jungle. We will see, I guess.
He's basically a flamethrower that you can walk around the map. I'm interested to see what you think when you finally get around to playing him. But thank you so much for your time. I don't want to waste any more. Good luck with your game tomorrow.
Thank you.
Have a good one.